So today that certain Aquaman starlet absolutely wrecked their case. Why? Because they opened themselves up to cross about Australia. Here they denied items like you see in front of you, for example, where they said, hey, that's not my handwriting. Well, you know what? There's a lot of proof that it is, and I'm going to show you that right now. Now, in addition, that certain Aquaman starlet decided they would claim repressed memories. They said that they looked at this picture right here, a picture that just popped up in the last week after Ben King, a witness for JD, ended up turning these over. And she said, you see those bottles in front of you? Yeah, those bottles right there, they were used for some of the worst things imaginable. How do I know that? Well, I didn't before. I know it right now, though. Now, when you start breaking everything down, what you find is that certain Aquaman starlet, they didn't just lie. They lied big time. This stuff, oh, it is definitely provable. You and I, we're going to do that today. Big mistake. Trying to throw out the feelings, trying to avoid the facts, because the facts, they'll end up wrecking you. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And to give you an idea of just how bad things went for that certain Aquaman starlet, well, let me give you a starter here. This was a brand new picture that was introduced into the case today. It's a picture of a guitar. You know, JD, he supposedly tried to play this in Australia. Well, let's just say he was having a finger problem. Why? Well, why don't you ask that certain Aquaman starlet? And she said, well, it couldn't have been me that did anything with this guitar. Why? Because I have never ever even tried to play the guitar. Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, if all it takes is to go out and to search a few simple keywords, like to put in guitar in that certain Aquaman starlet, and you can disprove point after point, what do you think's going to happen when JD's lawyers get up there and they start picking away? They start picking those threads. Everything that certain Aquaman starlet put out, again, trying to trigger those feelings because they don't have facts, all of that stuff, it's just going to melt away. See, that's the thing about this certain Aquaman starlet's narratives. In order for this stuff to actually be effective, one big thing is required, and that means that you can't look too closely at what's going on. I mean, if you look at this, for example, that certain Aquaman starlet, she went out, she alleged, like I said at the beginning, the worst things possible. This was a new claim, by the way. We had never heard about this in the Australian ordeal. She added in glass. She added in property damage. She added in things that should require medical attention, but they didn't. But then on top of that, she said a glass bottle, it was utilized in ways that, well, let's just say that if that were true, that would be absolutely unthinkable and unforgivable. Here's the thing, though. When you start looking at the pictures right here, you'll notice something about those bottles. This one, and she was talking about the fat bottle here, this one isn't an empty bottle. It was actually left on this desk after somebody had drank out of it. You'll notice, you can see alcohol here at the bottom. Not only that, if you look at it, there's no damage done to it whatsoever. The label hasn't been damaged. There's not any water spotting. There's not anything that had to be wiped off at all. I mean, you can tell right here. It's set on a desk. It wasn't utilized for anything except drinking. Like I said, in order for these narratives to actually pass muster, people can't look too close, because when you look too close, poof, the narrative, it just blows away. Now, that is true with everything that certain Aquaman starlet alleges, but especially when you start looking at Australia. Why? Because in order for everything to work out that certain Aquaman starlet alleges, they have to be on the receiving end of everything. They can't reciprocate at all. They can't be out there arguing. They have to be barricaded in a bathroom. But the evidence, well, it doesn't show that. It doesn't show that at all. See, if we look at photograph B and photograph C, remembering that certain Aquaman starlet took these photographs, not Ben King, which is a very important detail here, we'll notice a few things right off the bat. Namely, we'll notice a lot of graffiti on the mirror, and if you notice, there are 3 layers to said graffiti. You have the undercoating here. This is done in a light red. That's not paint, by the way. That's JD. Let's just say he's operating minus a finger. He's going out and he's doing stuff while he's missing that. He's layered another portion. This is in paint. You can see again, that's his writing. But then you have this pop up. And this popping up, well, it's fascinating for a few reasons. Number one, if you look right here, you'll notice that this is not the same handwriting as the others. Doesn't even look like the same style. And that certain Aquaman starlet, they deny that this is them, which is interesting, like I say. Number two, when you look at it, you'll notice from picture B to picture C, the writing actually becomes more bold. I mean, you look at that. B right here, it jumps out like somebody added wording while they were taking pictures. And lo and behold, if you look right here at this tray, you'll notice handy dandy implements. You can see the coloration, and on those, they weren't in the other picture. You can also tell that time has elapsed between these pictures because items in the background, they'll move. See, there's certain areas that demonstrate this very, very well. If you look hanging on the rack behind that, for example, you notice a swimsuit. Well, when you look at the swimsuit, it moves around. You can see right here to right here, it actually shifts. So that means that time has elapsed. And even better, when you start looking through this and you start looking at that yellow here, you'll notice that it's a shower head. That shower head, well, if you look at how this head is setting, in one portion you have a single loop. Another portion, you have a double loop. What that means is that somebody took a shower between settings. They decided, hey, you know what? I need to fill in my handiwork in the aftermath. And again, writing style here, it's certainly that certain Aquaman starlet. Now, if you zoom in on the wording, what you'll notice is it says, call Carly Cy Mom. Not Carly Simon, call her Cy Mom. She said it better, babe. The mom, that's a play off of call your mom, because that certain Aquaman starlet is always weaponizing kids against JD or weaponizing mother, because mother, well, she's sick. She's about to die, and she knows that. She knows it hurts him. Now, when you look at this too, like I said, if you look between layering, you can tell that it becomes more prominent. And the way that certain Aquaman starlet tries to deflect this, she says, I don't even know who that is. I've never heard of Carly Simon. I had to look them up. Yeah. JD and Marilyn Manson actually did a cover of a Carly Simon song. They did it together. She knew all about that. That's why this kind of stuff was coming up. She was trying to throw it back in his face when he said stuff about male actors that she was around. And again, if you can just pull up factors like a guitar, you can pull up factors like a bottle, you can pull up things like this and poke holes in her story. Everything under scrutiny, it's going to fall apart. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. Also, check out our project. There's a link in the description. That's our way of going out, combating industry that is out of control, that allowed this stuff to happen. Walk away from that crap. Help us send a message, and as strong with it that, help us build that up. Thank you. Also, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think about this, and I'm going to end here. Thank you again.